Hi, I'm Cleo. I'm a tutor and a test prep expert here with study.com. And today we're going to be working on the Praxis Core Reading exam, which is 5713 test code. And specifically, we're going to focus on the subtopic of key ideas and details. So we have 3 sample problems for you. We're going to dive in right now. Thank you for tuning in, and here we go. For our first question here, remember the passage is going to apply to all 3 questions, so we'll only read it once, but we're focusing on key ideas and details. So we'll read it, we'll check with ourselves what it means, what the main idea is, and then we'll look at the problem. So, passage. Here we go. The enigma surrounding those who operate in the shadows is palpable, particularly when their achievements as codebreakers, therapists, or intelligence officers hinge partially on the concealment of their actions. This is unquestionably the case for ghostwriters. The misconception they foster is that the author single-handedly crafted the intricately woven narrative or the flawlessly timed autobiography. Okay, so what's this about? This is about ghostwriters and the fact that they work in the shadows to help an author put something out that is perfectly written, perfectly crafted, comes out at just the right time. It's basically like the people behind the names that we know, right, who are helping facilitate the publishing of these works. We're comparing them to codebreakers, therapists, intelligence officers to show that they're not getting public attention. All right. Problem 1, which of the following statements can be inferred from the passage? Again, what does inference mean? It's not something that's directly said, but something that's implied, right? So, A, ghostwriters often work as codebreakers, therapists, or intelligence officers. No, we're not literally saying that, right? B, ghostwriters are frequently recognized for their contributions to a work. No, in fact, we're saying they're not recognized. C, ghostwriters play a significant role in crafting a narrative or autobiography. Well, yes, that's implied that they're involved behind the scenes in a significant way. Yeah. D, ghostwriters always work alone and in complete secrecy. Well, it definitely implies that their work is secretive or happens in secrecy, but in complete secrecy, I don't know. The author knows about them. The publisher knows about them, likely. So also, we don't necessarily know they're working alone because they're usually working with the person whose name is on it, just doing a lot more of the work. So I don't know about that. And E, ghostwriters are always the primary authors of the works they contribute to. They're involved, but are they always the primary? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. So I'd say what's definitely implied is C, they play a significant role in crafting the narrative or autobiography. Okay, on to the next. Okay, so for question 2, remember the passage is the same, so we don't need to read that again. It asks, what is the main idea of the passage? Okay, let's think back and predict in our heads. Again, this is about the important work that ghostwriters do, how it is done often in secret to try to support the project being done. Okay, the passage is about the achievements of codebreakers, therapists, and intelligence officers. No way. We're just comparing to them as a reference. B, the passage is about the misconception that authors always write their own narratives and autobiographies. I mean, sort of, but it's more about the ghostwriters, so we want to focus more on them. C, the passage is about the enigma surrounding people who operate in the shadows. Yes, in a sort of zoomed out sense, but it's more about ghostwriters. D, the passage is about the role of ghostwriters in crafting narratives and autobiographies. Yeah, we're saying, they work in the shadows, they foster the impression that the other people are doing it on their own. So I would say D is a pretty good option. We're focusing on their role. And E, the passage is about the importance of concealment in certain professions. No, I think that's just sort of, a consequence of the nature of the work, but it's not really like, it's not about like the importance of concealment. So I'm going to say our best answer here seems to be D, the role of ghostwriters in crafting narratives and autobiographies. All right, so for problem 3, again, it's the same passage. It says the statement in sentence 1, hinged partially on the concealment of their actions, suggests that what? So let's go back and read that sentence in context. The enigma surrounding those who operate in the shadows is palpable, particularly when their achievements, as codebreakers, therapists, or intelligence officers, hinge partially on the concealment of their actions. So we're saying the mystery around people who work in the shadows is tangible, particularly when their success in their work depends partly on how secretive they are, or their actions being sort of invisible. So we're saying the success of these professionals is kind of affected by how well they can conceal their actions. Okay. A, ghostwriters are always successful in their work. No. B, the success of these professions relies on their actions remaining hidden. That seems pretty good. I'm going to consider that. C, these professions are illegal. No, it's not illegal to be a therapist. D, the public is always aware of the actions of these professions. No, in fact, they're often not aware. E, these professions need to fully hide their actions for success. That's quite similar to B, but the fact that it says fully feels a little wrong to me because it says in the text hinge partially on the concealment of their actions. Like the success of their work hinges partially on how secretive it is more what we're saying rather than like these actions need, in order to be a professional, you need to fully hide your actions. Like, people can know about these professions existing. So it's not fully hidden. So I think B is a better answer. The success of these professions relies on their actions remaining hidden. That's really more what we're suggesting, right? That like to be a better ghostwriter, you're probably better at making your presence kind of disappear and make it seem as if you weren't ever there. So that makes you more successful. So I'd go with B.
Thanks so much for doing those sample problems with me. I hope that was helpful. If you're wanting to do any more test prep for the Praxis exam, you can check out our other videos here, or you can head over to study.com where you'll find a ton more review material, including lots of sample problems, like hundreds of sample problems, as well as specialized teaching based on specific concepts you might want to review, and strategy to help you with the big test day. So in the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And you can always drop us a comment to let us know about other topics you'd like us to review, other videos you'd like us to make. All right. Thanks again for tuning in, and good luck with the studying.